Hi, what's up people? This is SiTHFuRion, and right now we're going to be checking out episode 4 of season 5 of Vikings, and it does feel weird to say episode 4 because we're kind of coming up to that halfway point, even though we've just got started. We've just got started and we're already kind of at the halfway point. Anyway, I'm not going to do much of a recap because we already kind of know where we are right now. Ivor and Uber, they've gone their separate way. Fixuk has sided with Ivor. Howard Finehair has took Astrid back. I think she will say yes. Even though there is this little feeling like she's still loyal to Lagertha and she's going to betray Howard Finehair at some point or something. But I think she will say yes. Floki is still in Iceland and is having visions. I think this episode will be focused more on Bjorn and him going back to the Mediterranean and everything. But one thing I do really want to address, because it's been kind of playing on my mind for like the last few days. Last week's episode has broke like over 40,000 views. So first off, I just want to say thank you to everyone who checked it out and all the new subscribers that's come with it and everything. Welcome to the channel. But there is quite a few dislikes and there was quite a few comments from people asking about the Floki scenes. And some of the comments was kind of negative. Like... Okay, at the end of the day, I can only use 10 minutes. Most episodes are like 40 to 45 minutes long. So to take all that content and try and compress it into 10 minutes is a lot of hard work. And sadly, sometimes some things get cut. You know, it's not that I don't care about Floki. It's not that I hate him. It's not that I'm not interested in his storyline or anything. Of course I do. Go check out my other reactions. I've gone back to episode 1, season 1, if you don't know. Go watch them all and then comment. You know what I mean? But fact is, things do have to get cut. And when I sit there editing a video, I need to look at what stands out. Not just the content, but my reaction to that content as well. Because it's a reaction video. It's not... oh, here's a edited down version of the whole entire episode for you to watch for free. No, you know what I mean? I'm doing reactions, so I need to show my reactions to that content. And like I said, I need to pick what stands out and what's more of a representation of that episode, okay? And so for me, last week's episode was the battle in York. It was Ivor and Uber going their separate ways. It was Ivor coming face to face with Bishop Heckman. That to me was the most standout things of that episode, including Howard Finehair and Astrid. Those were the standout things of that episode for me. As far as Floki, that stuff is interesting, but really in the context of that storyline, his storyline hasn't really progressed anymore from what it was at the end of the season premiere. I mean, in the season premiere, he made it from sea to the land. He started to explore Iceland. He saw a vision of Loki coming through the waterfall. He said he was in Asgard. He was in the land of the gods. And that's how it ended. Technically, if you go back and you look at last week's episode, his story hasn't progressed. He's still walking around Iceland. He's still having visions. You know, and even though that stuff is really interesting and the landscape is absolutely beautiful, technically nothing's really happened. If you see what I'm saying, you know, so if I was to take 30 to 40 seconds of Floki scenes and put into my reaction, that's 30 to 40 seconds that I lose of the Battle of York. That's 30 to 40 seconds I lose of the tension between the Bishop and Ivor as Bishop Heckman pulls up his sword to him, and that's more important to me. You know, I need to kind of say to myself when I edit, I need to say what stands out, what needs to be in the reaction. You know what I mean? And yes, like I said, things do get cut. And maybe like looking back on it now in reflection, maybe I should have just had like at least just one little scene of Floki. Yes, maybe I should have. But things get cut, you know. And this ain't like a plug for my Patreon or anything, but if you really want to see every reaction to every single scene, I do have the full unedited version available via my Patreon. Links down below. If you don't want to do that, then that's fine. But you just need to understand that I can only use 10 minutes and I need to make a judgment call as I sit down and edit what I keep and what I don't. Basically. Anyway. Ramble over. We're going to get into episode 4. This is called The Plan. Like I said, it still feels really, really, really weird to say we're on episode 4 already. Yeah, this episode, I think we're going to be seeing more of Bjorn. And I think we're going to go back to Kattegat and see Uber return and everything. So, episode 4, let's do this, man.
I would still urge caution about these lands and peoples. They will not know who you are. And you, in turn, don't know how strong anyone is in this new world.
Yeah.
Since this map was drawn, the whole world has changed. The Roman Empire is no more. Its power is mostly gone. What's left is just a sad shadow of its former glory.
Then if not Rome, then where?
Sicily.
Right. So cool. But it is smart, though. They do need to be a bit more tactful, you know, not just go in there shields and they don't know how strong the enemy is, you know. Need to play it smart, man. And it's like they said last week, come across as traders, not raiders. That is smart. Oh, I love it.
They didn't come here to make peace. They came here to make trouble. You cannot trust them. They are heathens.
Well then, we must retreat. Return to Wessex. Raise another army, and leave them, for now, in possession of York.
I disagree. I saw all the dead bodies of the wicked lying in the street of the great city, for there was no one left to bury them. And I saw that this great city was York. Close all roads to York. Blockade all rivers. Prevent the Northmen from coming and going. And in that way, trap them, starve them, force them to surrender.
Smart tactic. See, like I said last week, who's really in charge? Who's really in charge of the army and everything, you know? And like people, they made a comment about how like kings always have like generals and stuff. Yeah, but still, the final word should come from the king, you know? You know, it's back like when King Egbert was alive, you know? He was the one in charge. He just followed the orders, you know?
Let us make a pact. I will support you against Ivar and Fitzurk if you agree to support me against King Harold.
You see, that would make me an ally of my mother's killer.
I know. Can we not be allies?
It's gone.
Wow. I like the fact that the hair is like kind of made out to look like a fucking crown. And I'll be honest, right? I don't trust her either.
You understand I won't be sharing you with Fitzurk anymore.
I'm glad. I think Lagertha is losing her power. I think the gods have deserted her.
Got no loyalty,
I've
man.
seen it. One man who can replace Ragnar as the ruler of Kattegat. And that man is not Bjorn. Since Bjorn clearly has no interest in Kattegat. It's you, Ube.
Oh, she's a manipulator, man. Oh. I've met many women like that in my life. And guys always end up fighting while they're sat there smirking. You know what I mean? Wow. They really have blocked off the roads, haven't they?
Ube was wrong. That's why I didn't sail with him.
But now you regret it?
I just told you no. Ube treated me like his little faithful dog. I am no one's dog.
Woof, woof.
Wow, I knew he was gonna do that. I knew it. As soon as he said it, like, I'm nobody's dog, I thought, oh, he's gonna make some joke, or that will come up later on, like he'll tell him to do something, and he said no, and he goes, "Go on, doggy, woof woof." You know, I thought he was gonna do something, man.
Isn't that more proof? Proof?
This girl.
Gods have turned against her.
How can you say that? You're talking about Lagatha.
And you were just a slave. I am not a slave now. And in my head, I never was. We are equal to Lagatha, Torvi, you and me. We are all equal.
You're right, Magret. We are all equal.
I didn't know you were listening.
What does it matter? If I wasn't listening,
Go on.
I could kill you for your talk of betrayal. But I am sick of betrayal. I have known betrayal all my life. Every man I've ever known has betrayed me. Now most women betray me. What am I supposed to think? You were a slave who had no choice. But now as a free woman, you choose to love me.
Wow. I say put her up as a sacrifice to the gods, right? Wow.
Bishop Hickman, your reputation as a religious scholar and as a warrior goes before you. And since I came here to fight, I can think of no two men I'd rather stand beside in the shield wall.
Don't flatter them too much. You'll make them vain.
It's true. The Bible tells us that all is vanity. And yet here we are, about God's work. The Bible also tells us to show no mercy to unbelievers. Against these devils and pagans, we are the wrath of God.
Please, come.
There's something there, man. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think Athelwulf might be getting kind of fed up of it. I wouldn't be too surprised if he, like, turns around and snaps at him, like, one time and tells him to shut up. Like, we need to stay focused on what's happening now, not and stop going to the Bible every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but they seem to be just layering something there between Athelwulf and Bishop Heckman. Just, I don't know.
Varangu. Ne periulas esmen stradia. Ala os pragma deftes esmen aftu.
But he called them Vikings, so he must have heard of them before.
Believe me, adeos, pragma deftes este after.
Ukeno.
Ooh, okay. That's the shot we've seen before.
Commander Euphemius wants you to be his bodyguards. He will pay you and your men very well.
Tell him we agree.
Symphonu.
A look on his face then.
What do you mean?
The consequences of Ragnar's death are not yet played out. You have only seen the beginning of the end. So now prepare yourself for what is to come. Too much knowledge is an agony. Prepare yourself.
Oh shit. Oh shit. So what, Bjorn is gonna get into some deep shit in Sicily? Like, it is Sicily, right?
Did I make the right choice?
Ah, Fitzek.
Give me a sign, help me.
Don't read into that too much.
You wouldn't happen to be conspiring against us now, would you, Sindri?
I was only trying to find out what was going on here.
Some wanderers are really gods in disguise. Are you?
Do I look like a god?
Wanted me to see Datala.
Why?
Because it seems like he is the true leader.
I like that. With the carving. Because that's like historical proof that Vikings got to that point of like that country by the stones and like the remains of buildings by carvings. I like that.
Now surely they are burning their dead.
So indeed it seems. Let us fall upon them now.
No. If you take my advice, let their condition worsen further still. Let them suffer more dismay, until only creatures of rags and bones wander the streets of York. Then we attack.
Oh, we can't always be guided by your visions, Bishop Hagen.
But surely you see the signs for yourself.
No, I also see other signs. How you put yourself forward, above me, to take command. Even though I am your king! I'm not God!
What did I say? What did I say? They were starting to layer it, this tension, this... I knew something was going to happen. I said it, was it last week or the week before? About who was in charge, you know, and just the way that they're layering it. There was going to be a bit of a problem there, man. I called it earlier.
What is it that you do not understand, Yitzhak?
I don't understand why you pretend to burn the bodies of our dead.
It's part of my plan.
What plan?
Did you really think that I didn't have a plan? Huh? Of course I have a plan. I'm a cripple, not an idiot.
I'm a cripple, not an idiot.
The Romans were very clever. My plan is based upon what I found out.
What is it? I need to know.
And you will know, my brother. In good time.
Wow. Wow, so he's got a plan. I like that though. And that line. I'm a cripple, not an idiot. My God.
Allfather, mér vánað og játir því. Ég sé að skuli fara aftur til heimmannana og bjóða þeim sem eiga bæði hug og rétta trú að fylgja mér hingað. Við getum byggt borgina Guðræna. Allfather, bless mig og verð mig. Á meðan að við fara aftur til heimmannana fyrir sakir tíma.
Take that as a yes. So he's going to go back home or just go back to Norway and that and bring like people back. Cool, man.
Astrid, I haven't seen you for many days.
I have made up my mind.
What is your decision?
I agree to marry you.
Oh shit! Wow, so he's finally gonna get some, yeah? But still, I don't trust her. Like I said right at the start, like, could it, like, if she says yes, could it just be a ploy? Like she's still loyal to Lagertha?
In the sight of the gods, in the sight of Frey and Freya.
Yes.
And are you agreeable? Is this what you want to do? Think carefully, for although the fetters of marriage will be invisible, like the cords that bind Fenrir, they will still bind you. Yes, it's what I want to do.
Perhaps my luck has finally changed.
See, I don't know what to make of that. I really don't know what to make of that. Because, like, she left Lagertha on bad terms. You know, it's like, I don't know. She might end up betraying him at some point. Or maybe her own ambition has come forward and she can now, like, soon be queen of all of Norway, you know? Like, I know that the real historical King Finehair was king of all of Norway, but I didn't do any, like, checking up on who his wife was or anything, so... And a part of me don't want to check it out just in case it's spoilers or some shit, I don't know.
Bjernos isitiros. Theri said erodise stradi. Bifumi sunandise don hexagoston archion don adon don ziadatana.
What does he say?
That he won't go.
Talo Baichen. Kesumelis me parin. Polakis uk edogasmu orkon.
Galos. Θέλω να δίνεις η φρυγία.
He has changed his mind. He will come.
It was something she said.
Yes. It was something she said.
See, I reckon she's going to be more than meets the eye, man. I don't think she's a nun. I don't know. I think she's more important than just a nun. She might be a princess if the emperor was that pissed off when she got took. You know what I mean? And if she is a princess, then she might end up being the one that Bjorn will marry in the future.
They are gone. The Northmen, the ships.
I don't know, but there is more to her than meets the eye, man. Plus, like, she's had loads of screen time. She's going to be important later on in the show, man. Ivor's plan. It's a trap. Are they all hiding? Something's up. The rats or something.
Why are the rats above ground?
Okay. There's tunnels, right? And it ends like that. Are you kidding me? See, because as soon as I saw the rats, I was thinking like, well, was there a underground system at that time period? Because I wasn't too sure if they had like sewers or what. Well, they must have at that time period. Well, they must have if like you said, why are the rats above ground? Only thing I can think of is they've gone into the underground, they've gone into the sewers, and they're going to come out past the wall, because now that Athelwulf and the army and everything, they've all gone inside of the city, they'll block off the entrances, they'll do to them what they did to them. You know, it's okay, now you guys starve. And that is something I think Ivor would do, to be honest with you. Like, my copy just ended, like, split second after I just saw, like, a black screen and like, the start of, like, the credits, and the copy of the episode I've got just cut off at that point. Like, I haven't seen no promo for, like, next week's episode, no nothing, you know, so, like, you've just seen me just turn it off, you know what I mean? But I'm guessing that's what's going to happen next week. Wow, okay. Ivor, man, is a smart fucker, if that's what he's actually doing. Okay, as far as Howard Finehair and Astrid, like I've said, I knew she was going to say yes, but as she, like, before she said yes, at the wedding, they had the flashbacks to, like, Lagertha. That could be a visual sign, no, she still has loyalty to Lagertha. Or it could be, like, what she's had and lost, but time to move on type of thing. I don't know, like I've said, I think her inhibitions could be coming to the surface. I don't know. I still don't know where I kind of stand with her. Like it seems like he's really loved by his people. They really kind of support him. And yeah, he's not generally a good guy, but compared to someone like Ivor, Howard seems to be like a good king, you know? Seems like he's got a real good fishing village. And going by those bones, where they walked in to get married, like, you know, it seems like his people love him. I think I think they could have had like 1 or 2 scenes where they showed his compassionate side, his loving side for his people, you know, and had her kind of off to the side watching it and seeing him like, okay, he's not really that bad, you know, he's making some good choices. Like the whole thing with Lagertha is Astrid questioned her choices, you know, and her leadership to a certain degree. I think if they showed scenes of Howard Finehair's leadership and she like agrees with it, that would kind of like add a bit more weight to her choice of saying yes, you know. But because we haven't had those scenes, she's just turned up after a couple of days and just said yes. And then you combine that with the flashes of her and Lagertha together, it does seem like she might have loyalties still to Lagertha. I don't know. With that one, it's kind of 50-50. I quite like it though. I really do like it. As far as Floki, I don't think he's going to go back to Kattegat. You never know, he could. But I think he's just going to head home, back to Norway type of region. And he might, well, of course he's going to bring back settlers and help populate Iceland and share the Asgard lands. Share the land of the gods. Because like I said, it's not right that he's the only human. And that must be crazy to like really think about. Like he was the only one on the land. Only one. And I gotta say, like, that Lagertha scene with that girl, I don't know her name. I don't think she's going to be that important, to be honest with you. She's a little snidey, sneaky, two-faced little manipulator. And like I said earlier, man, I've met women like that. You know, like she's acts all nice and all cool, whispering in somebody's ear, and next thing you know, 2 guys are arguing and fighting, and she's just sat there with a bit of a smirk on her face. Like, you set that up, you shit stirred, and now guys are gonna fight. You know what I mean? I've met women like that, man, more than once. I just think it's funny how Lagertha got up in her face. You know what I mean? That was so good. So good. And she just got all upset and ran away. Thinking about it though, like now that we know her kind of character and how Uber was like, well, I'm not going to be sharing you with my brother anymore. I don't know. I don't look at that as being, well, of course it's not throwaway dialogue, but I don't think it's just, oh, the full stop to what was happening before. I think it's kind of a setup for something later. Like, of course, at some point, Ivor and Fitzek and everyone are going to be coming back to Kattegat because of the war. I think this girl is going to be kind of off to the side for now. I don't think nothing bad is going to happen to her yet. But I can kind of see her going over to Fitzek and manipulating him, manipulating Uber, and playing them both off. You know what I mean? I could possibly see that happening. But then it all depends if Uber is going to be keeping her around. Well, technically it's his wife. But I don't know. She just cannot be trusted at all. Lagertha, like, I know like a lot of people don't like Lagertha, but I've said it now pretty much from the start that I would follow Lagertha if she was queen. I don't agree with the killing of Aslaug. I don't agree with some of the choices like she made, especially to do with Howard Finehair last time. But I think she's doing what she feels is right. She thinks that she's doing the best that she can. And like she said, like last season, when she was talking about Ragnar, and she said about how like she feels like he's watching her and she doesn't want to let him down. You know, I think that is a real big motivation for her to always do what she thinks is the right thing. You know, it's like, what would Ragnar do in this type of situation, you know? And maybe do the opposite or do the same. Like, I don't know. I think she's doing her best. And like everyone, almost everyone in this show, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's got flaws. Everyone fucks up at some point. And I think she will at some point. Tell you what though, I did like her hair in this. Like kind of shaped like a crown with like something around. Like, that was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. As far as like everything that's going on with Beyond now, like that to me is really interesting, but there's so many new names and so many like characters I'm trying to read. So like certain bits of dialogue is kind of going over my head because I'm trying to read the scene and stuff. It's the way my mind works. I'm probably gonna need to watch this episode again. And of course I've got to edit it, so I'm gonna be going over the scenes. But I think that woman, I don't think she's a nun. She might be a Christian, but I don't think she's a nun. I think she's going to be someone of some real importance, more than just the title that she's been given in this episode. You know what I mean? And it could explain why the Emperor was so angry when she got took and everything. You know what I mean? She could end up being a princess. She could end up being the one that Beyond is like destined to marry. But like some of the looks that I want to say Dan. Like some of the looks that he was giving her, it's either he likes her or he's so suspicious of her. It's the same type of looks he was giving the woman that Harold Finehair was going to marry one day, and the reason he wanted to become king of all of Norway, like that one episode where he comes in and kills her and stuff, like some of the looks he was giving her leading up to that episode or that scene is kind of the same, and I'm not too sure if it's like he wants to kill her or he wants to like actually sleep with her. Like I'm not I don't know, but there is definitely something about her. I'm very like intrigued to see where that's gonna go. Bjorn looks like a proper badass with the dreadlocks and everything. I personally think he will look more of a badass with a shaved head. Like that little haircut, like I think is too narrow. It doesn't suit his face to me. I think he just needs to go like a complete buzz cut, go like his father. You know what I mean? In the later years. But yeah, God, Bishop Heckman and Athelwolf. I said it then. I said it in like, what was it, like the season premiere? Who's in charge? Who's in charge? Because it just seemed like Heckman was trying to take that lead all the time, and it seemed like he was using the word of God as more like validation that they should follow him and do what he says type of thing at times, you know? They were just layering it and just some of the looks that Athelwolf was giving him as well. I called it at the start, well, around the start of the episode. I said he was going to like snap at him, tell him to shut up, keep talking about God, like I'm in charge type of thing. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Right, anyway, I'm going to get editing. I feel like I've been sat here now for hours and hours and hours. And it has been one of those days, man. It really has. Like the amount of times I've had to stop and start. This is going to be ridiculous to edit as well. Hold on. I first sat down to start recording 3 hours ago. 3 hours and 22 minutes. That's how long I've been trying to film this. This episode is what? 43 minutes long? The amount of times I've had to stop and start. The amount of times the cat has attacked the green screen. Hey, what? Don't know if you can see that, but do you see what I have to contend with? Do you see what I have to contend with? Oi. What are you doing? You can't. Tits. I swear to God, today has just been one of those fucking days. Ah! I'm going to crack on with the editing, get this up for you guys ASAP. But for now, give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. and subscribe if you haven't already, man. Alright? I've been SiTHFuRion. I'll catch you in the next one, man.